The paradox of Duke grows with Blue Devils' latest Houdini act to reach Elite Eight. Washington, D.C. Duke's NCAA tournament games have been like expensive weddings for a bride and groom that just met. You're going to have. The Blue Devils are 3 wins away from happily ever after. They are also 4-5 days after doing what every parent at Disney World eventually wants to do. Blue Devils managed to Virginia Technical. How close was this? The pass was perfect, Virginia Tech coach Buzz Williams said. Med caught it. Med is Ahmed Hill, the Hokies senior, who could not believe his alley-oop bounced off the rim. But here is who could. The Duke team that heads to an Elite Eight matchup with Michigan State is a series of paradoxes. The Blue Devils they had a lot of fans there, Williamson said of the Hokies. They went on their run. Williamson is the nation's leading source of highlights, but he is a stunningly well-rounded player. Friday night, Williamson had limited space. He had to go rough, Zion toys with opponents, and he makes an absurd percentage of his shots, so he sank 11 of 14 Friday. And yet, Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski called Jones magnificent, which he was, and he needed to be. The other Duke star. This sounds strange, but it's true. Duke wins because its most talented players use grit and character to overcome their own flaws. Williamson and Barrett, a team that barely escapes with wins over and Virginia Tech, should probably be an underdog against Michigan State, especially if Reddish can't play. But a team with this related slideshow best of the NCAA tournament provided by Iman.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.